let's talk about my first century. So, I have depression, and back in February, I thought about how lonely my life is, how I don't have friends in San Diego because I hate meeting people, how I really don't do much with my life, and how I'm not really a person that deserves to be loved. And these thoughts were nothing new to me, but this time I really wanted to do something about it. I wanted to do something big that I've never done before. I wanted to really challenge myself and push myself out of my depression. So back in February, I called a close friend of mine, Amelia, and I asked her, hey, you doing anything this weekend? And she said no. So I said, is it all right if I come and visit? And she said, sure, that'd be a lovely idea. And then I told her, I'm gonna be at UC Irvine kind of late, maybe 8 o'clock at night, because I'm gonna be riding my bike there from San Diego. Now the ride from San Diego State to UC Irvine is a long one. It's about 100 miles, but that distance was part of the fun, and that was part about forgetting about how depressed I was. So on the morning of February 27th, 2015, I hopped on my bike right outside the residence halls and started pedaling my way towards UC Irvine. And the only thing I really thought about was, if I keep on pedaling, I'll make it to Irvine eventually. Now the ride along Highway 1 was a cyclist's dream. I had a tailwind that kind of nudged me towards Irvine, like the wind wanted me to get there, and the terrain was like these rolling hills. It's like a roller coaster. You ride down one hill, and then the inertia you get from riding down the hill brings you right back up to the next hill. And the scenery was your stereotypical San Diego postcard. You had your fluffy clouds, your sparkling Pacific, your terracotta colored cliffs, everything you need in a snarky postcard. The only thing that was missing was some cheesy caption that read, "Wish you were here." And I was having a time of my life, and my face hurt from all the smiling that I was doing, and I pretty much forgot about my depression at that point. Halfway to Irvine, I needed to get onto the old Pacific Highway, which was a highway that was converted into a bike trail. But when I got to the head of the bike trail, it was gated off by a chain link fence with a sign that read, "Old Pacific Highway Bike Trail closed. Cyclists use I-5 shoulder." When I read that sign, I almost just turned around and went home. Because, I don't know about you, but personally, I think the interstate is for cars and not for cyclists. So I had a choice to make. I could either keep on going to Irvine or turn around and go home. Luckily, I made the stupid decision and decided to get onto I-5. Let me tell you right now, biking on the I-5 interstate, the highway shoulder, is not fun. My bike lane was the shoulder right next to the slow lane where 90-ton semi-trucks like to travel at 60 miles an hour. So about 3 feet separated me from the zone of death, and the splat zone is what I'll call it. So these 90-ton semi-trucks, they would race past me at 60 miles an hour, and they would create this ungodly gust of wind that would kind of suck me into the zone of death. And this went on for about an hour, and I was screaming to God to just not kill me for about an hour until I finally got off and exited and just thanked God for not doing his will and killing me off. 80 miles from home and 20 miles to Irvine, I made it to Laguna Beach. And I knew at this point that I was in LA territory because I came across some of the angriest drivers that I've ever met. People would drive up, multiple occasions, mind you, people would drive up right behind me, honk their horns as loud as they possibly could, floor the gas when they pass me, and yell out the window, "Get in the fucking bike lane!" Then I yell back, "Open your eyes, asshole! There is no bike lane!" This really was not a fun time, and I just really wanted to get out of Laguna Beach. But 80 miles into my ride, my legs simply quit. They would not pedal anymore. I tried to keep on thinking, if I keep on pedaling, I'll make it to Irvine eventually. If I keep on pedaling, I'll make it to Irvine eventually. The only problem was, after 80 miles of pedaling, I couldn't pedal anymore. I was out of energy, out of high spirits, out of hopes of ever making it to Irvine, and I was just broken. To those drivers, I was just an inconvenience that they'd happily run over to do the world a favor. I've never felt more hated in my life. The mechanic at the Laguna Beach bike shop told me that once I get out of Laguna Beach, I should be out of the worst of the traffic, away from the crazy people, and I should be good to go. You know, meeting him, I was really thankful that not everybody wants to kill me and that some people actually support me in my stupid adventures. So out of Laguna Beach and into the night, I hobbled the remaining 20 miles to Irvine, and it was absolutely the slowest biking that I have ever done because my legs were absolutely dead at this point. But thankfully, I made it from San Diego State to UC Irvine safe and sound. On my stupid, crazy adventure, I learned how fragile of a blessing that life is and how you can die at any moment because some jackass driver wants to kill you just like that. I met up with my pal Amelia, and she was really glad that I made it to Irvine alive, and surprised that I actually rode my frickin' bicycle from San Diego to visit her. We sat in her room and did absolutely nothing for the entire weekend, which is exactly what I needed.